Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this flow practice. This flow practice is where I combined Ashtanga and Vinyasa together. And we have been studying the chakras. And I know I don't normally give a Dharma talk with this particular practice, but I thought since we usually end with the King of Asanas, which is the headstand, I could talk about the crown chakra a little bit. The crown chakra is the seventh one. It governs the cerebral brain and the nervous system. It's all about unity consciousness, utmost wisdom. It's about our connection to the cosmos, or our link to the cosmos, or to source energy, to the divine, whatever name you'd like to label it as. So basically, anytime we're moving towards an inverted pose, anytime the head is lower than the heart, we're kind of manipulating and helping and assisting not only the blood flow, but the energy currents to come to this particular energy field. Sasangasana hair pose is great for the crown chakra, headstand, handstand, anything where we're, really kind of upside down. But those are kind of the two primary ones. We're going to try to do two headstands today, Shavasana 1 and Shavasana 2 with this in mind. And I want you to think about how each chakra, and I'm going to stand up for a moment. The first chakra is about self-preservation, our family ties, ancestral roots, survival skills, safety, basic instincts. And then we move into the area of pain and pleasure, or the area of polarity. This is about personal relations. This is about money, career, our creativity. This governs our reproduction, anything we're trying to birth. And this is about self-gratification. Moving up to the third is the ego center. It's where we are create self-definition. It's our personality, our likes, our dislikes, our strengths, our weaknesses, whether we feel empowered or disempowered. That's all here. The fourth chakra is about self-acceptance, love, compassion, empathy, forgiveness. Moving up to the fifth, it's about self-expression, how we speak our truth, how we listen to others, how we express ourselves. Moving up to the third eye, it's about self-reflection and self-awareness. Self-reflection for discovering our patterns, since we're habitual creatures. Are those patterns working for us or not? Do they need to be rewritten? Do we need to edit it? Do we need to take some things out? Is it working in our favor? And the self-awareness is just, being more aware of what are our thought patterns. Is it helpful or hurtful? What is our speech? Are we speaking the truth? Are we living a life of integrity? Are we allowing our actions to follow through, right? The whole idea of loka, samasta, sukhino, bhavantu, may all beings be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions help to contribute to the happiness and freedom for all. That is taking us to the crown chakra, where we experience unity consciousness. So self-awareness is the gateway to self-realization. So this crown chakra is all about realizing that we are light bodies. We are composed of energy. We do have a purpose. We do have soul contracts, and there is this divine plan, and we are playing our part. We are part of the whole, and the whole is equally a part of us. All right, so there's your crown chakra information, and I will meet you on that. We're going to start sitting, the spine erect, shoulders drawn down, away from the ears, the eyelids draping over the eyes. Sit still for a moment. And as you're sitting still, I want you to be in the question, because a positive quality of a balanced crown chakra is staying in the question of things and being open-minded. So sit for a moment and reflect on your experience with meditation. If you enjoy just the yoga practice and it being a moving meditation, you're basically focused on the lower chakras. If you are reflecting and you benefit or really enjoy pranayama, breathing meditations, think about how great that is for the heart and for the chakra. If you prefer mantra recitation, repeating a phrase or a word over and over, or listening to that, or even listening to sound meditation, what a great meditation for the throat chakra. If you like guided imagery, if you like to depict colors or see what kind of a vision quest you can create with, say, like a shamanic journey, then what a great meditation for the third eye. But for the crown chakra, the ideal meditation is to sit in silence. And it may be difficult to do that at the beginning of your practice, which is why yoga is the perfect prelude to meditation. So we're going to come and sit together in silence at the end. For now, I want you to use your mind's eye and visualize that as you're breathing in from the earth, coming up through the roots, up through the shaft of the spine, and allowing it to shine up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, imagine a beam of light coming from the heavens, coming down through your crown, through the spine, and back down to the earth. Breathing the light up on the inhale and down on the exhale, illuminating your astral spine, or what's often called the hara line. Picture this as white. The color for the crown chakra is usually depicted purple or white. Let the white beam of light represent purity. Three more breaths, envisioning this light moving up on the inhale, down on the exhale. Open up your eyes. We're going to go ahead and come up to stand. You don't need props right now, so you can set those off to the side. We're going to stand at the top of the mat, rooting and grounding the feet, locking the legs into place, extending the vertebrae, hands to prayer at the heart. Take the crown of the head upward towards the clouds, and inhale, separate your hands and lift them up. Exhale, swan dive forward and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen to Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift to upward facing dog, and exhale, roll it back to downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Feel the angle from your hips down to your wrist. And usually I focus on the angle up because we are trying to ascend the energy to the seat. However, I want you to be aware of the angle of the hips being higher than the heart, and the heart being higher than the head. The angle that allows everything to feed from the south pole of the third eye at the base of the skull to the front, or the north pole of the third eye, which is the midpoint of the forehead. close proximity to the crown. Using gravity as our assistant to create this flow. Inhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat, lifting halfway. Exhale, roll back down towards your legs. Inhale, bring it all the way up to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. We'll keep going. Inhale, opening yourself up. Exhale, closing yourself in. Inhale, picking yourself up halfway. And then exhale, dropping and hovering. Inhale, rise to your heart opening position. Exhale, rock and roll back. Hold and breathe. Breathing meditation here. Use the Ujjayi pranayama. Inhale to the top of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to the top. Exhale, Samastitihi. Moving into the third. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Be in silence. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Into another. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close in. Inhale, sprout up. Exhale, low push up. Inhale, lift the crown. Exhale, lower the head between the arms and downward facing dog. Even though the primary emphasis here is the third eye, it will drain towards the crown of the head. Keep your neck neutral. Inhale to the top of the mat. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, standing all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're moving into B. Inhale, taking chair. Exhale, tip forward. In and halfway up. Out and lower down. In and up. Out and down. Right foot leads warrior one. Exhale, take the Vinyasa. Inhale, left foot leads. Exhale, release. Hold and breathe. Bring it to the top. Exhale, release. Inhale to chair. Exhale, Samasthiti. Same sequence. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. In and uplift. Out and hover. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Right foot steps through warrior one. Exhale back into the flow. In with your left foot. Out and hands down. Inhale to the heart opening. Exhale, rock and roll back. Hold and breathe. Into Ardha Uttanasana. Out to Uttanasana. Into chair. Out to Samasthiti. I'm having a hot flash. I'm going to try to keep going. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. In and halfway up. Out and hover. Into upward facing dog. Out to downward facing dog. Don't follow me. I need to cool down. Inhale, right foot steps through. Rising up, warrior one. Exhale back into the flow. Take the whole vinyasa. And once you arrive to downward facing dog, inhale the left foot forward. Warrior one as you come up, arms framing the face. Exhale, hands to frame the front foot. Step it back to plank. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Hold and breathe in downward facing dog. Down dog is a cooling pose, so I'm going to join you again. Into the top of the mat, plant the feet, lift halfway up. Exhale, release, belly, chest, and face. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, Samasthiti. And try to do one more with you. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive over. In and sprout up. Out and lower down. In and build up. Out and roll back. Right foot steps through warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Left foot leads warrior one. Exhale, back down. Lower. Then lift. And rock and roll back. Hold and breathe here. Into the top of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to prayer. All right. You can hop the feet apart. Hands to hips. Roll the shoulders back. Open your throat wide. Exhale, hinge. Take the first two fingers around each big toe. Press down into the toenail. Fan the arms away. And the pituitary gland is the gland that goes back to the crown chakra. Some people say the pineal gland, but I tend to think of the pineal gland being more connected to the third eye. Both of these glands are found in the head. Inhale, lift your face. Exhale, remove the mudra from the toes. Stand on your hands. Lower back in. Breathe well. Release the hands one at a time, so stay nice and stable. Hands to the hips as you come up. We're going to step to the side. We're going to rotate the right foot. Lunge the front knee. Stack onto it with your arm. And then carry the left arm up and over. Side angle. Deep breath. Inhale, come up. Turn the foot in. Turn the left foot out. Lunge the knee. Drop to the thigh bone. Right arm up and over. Really plug the back foot down. Rinse out the top shoulder. Inhale, coming up. Relax your arms. Turn the feet square. Right foot out. Offset your left foot. Lunge that knee. Okay, even when I try this, it doesn't work well for me. This is the more traditional way to do it, but I'm going to do it the way I always do it. I turn away from the back heel. It just feels safer to me. But each person has their own experience. So please explore your options and see what's best for you. Exhale and wind. Come on up. We're going to pivot and turn to the other side. Find which footing you want on the back to take your spinal twist. This is a revolving twist. Unwind. Plant the back foot, come on up. Rotate your right foot. Stretch out the arms. Lengthen over that front leg. And take triangle. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, turn your left foot. Stretch over. Find your triangle. Inhale up. Relax the arms. Rotate your feet. Offset your back foot. Square your hips. Reach that right arm forward and down. Left arm reaches up, but you're also extending out through the crown of your head. Lower the hand, bring it up. Safely turn. Offset your back foot. Square the hips. When you're ready, strike the pose. Lower the hand. Build back up to stand. And we're going to turn the feet parallel. Hands to the hips. Take the hands behind your back after that. Wiggle the hands upstream to create your cherub or angel wings. Breathe here to the top of the shoulders, into your heart center. Grounding your feet, but reaching up to the crown of your head. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, we're going to fold and take the peace mudra again around each big toe. Push down through the big toenail. Arms fly forward to open the chest. Crown of the head is facing the ground. Even though we're not exactly touching the ground, I feel slightly off. Shift a little bit. Bring your hands up underneath your shoulders and lengthen out through the spine, because I want you to know that you can always keep the torso more parallel to the floor. If you're ever experiencing times of vertigo, it's probably not a great idea to lower the head more than the heart. So are exceptions to the rules. If you've had dental surgery, if you have glaucoma, or if you've had eye surgery, not a good idea to go upside down. Even Botox, you shouldn't be inverted for the first, I can't remember what I've read, 24 to 48 hours or something like that. So be aware of that, because everything's rushing to the face when we fold. Now we are going to fold unless you need to be here. Okay, so the hands are going to walk back to Prasarita Padottanasana A. The arms are going to squeeze towards the midline of the body to get the shoulders and triceps more active. Inhale, walk your hands out. Come back to even out the blood flow. Hands behind the back, link the fingers together, roll the shoulders back and lower again. This time, root those feet, draw back through the knuckles, come all the way up. And release. Step to the top of the mat. We're going to bring it back down to the floor, hands to prayer. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Out to chaturanga. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Now we're going to lower the feet right now, or excuse me, the knees. Untuck the toes so the tops of the feet descend and just roll back into child's pose. Take the arms around you, one at a time. And let the shoulders drizzle down over the knees. Feel the pressure at the third eye. Activating this marma point. But we're going to activate more marma points at the top of the head. So your hands are going to be set alongside your knees. Your forehead's going to slide a little closer. And you're going to roll from the hairline to the top of the head by elevating your hips. A version of Sasandasana. And then exhale, you're going to roll back to the brow. Do that a couple more rounds. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, dropping back. Take your time. Inhale, rolling to the top of the head. Exhale, back down to the feet. Inhale, coming up to Ustrasana, camel. Exhaling into child's. Inhaling up to camel. A little different variation today. And then exhale to child's. One more. Inhale, camel. Exhale, child's. So Sasandasana, what we just did and what we're getting ready to do is a primary pose for the crown chakra. You're going to take your hands to hold your ankles. Forehead slides a little closer to the knees. We lift the hips, come to the top of the head. And that attachment of the hands to the ankles is going to stretch the upper back. It'll also help to keep the weight out of the neck. Exhale, release to child's. Extend your arms. Rock it forward. And lower down to Sphinx arms. Your elbows are closer than you think they should be. So crawl them in a little. Notice the belly may want to flop, so draw the navel in. Curl your toes under. Push back to this variation of dolphin. This one's harder. If you need to lace the hands together, it does make it a little easier. All right, we're going to lower to the knees. So those are some good little prep poses for when we get to headstand. But we're going to go back into some seated floor positions. Draw the flesh out from underneath so you can feel your sits bones rooting down. Flex the feet, lift your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Place the first two fingers around the right big toe, pick up the right foot, draw it back like a bow. This is pulling the bow pose. We'll release that right foot to the inner part of the left thigh. We'll reach the arms overhead and then exhale, take Janu Shavasana. The back of the thigh should be pressing downward. The heart should be shining outward. Inhale, we're coming up. We're going to take the hand under the heel, bring the foot to the upper thigh, half lotus. Right arm wraps behind the back. It may or may not grab the foot. It's okay if the hand is just somewhere on the mid-back. Left arm lifts. Exhale, take it down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, left hand to the bent knee. Turn to your right. Elevate the right arm overhead. And then cross it over and lean over the front leg. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, slide your left heel underneath your right knee. If you want to stay in half lotus, it's a little easier. If you want to amp it up and make it a little more challenging, slide the ankle to the top of the left knee. And you're going to hinge forward into half lotus or double pigeon. Wow, I haven't done this pose in a while. Feeling it. Inhale, let's bring it up. Exhale, slide your feet out. Take the flesh out. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Hashimotonasana. First two fingers around the left big toe. Lift the foot up. Draw it back. Pulling the bow pose. Ooh, feeling a kink in the hip there. Exhaling, Shavasana. Inhale, lift the crown. Exhale, circle. Oh, wait a minute. I need the foot up here to catch it. Bring the foot up first, then circle, or there may be nothing to find. Lift the right arm. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, right hand to bent knee. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale. Exhale, right foot slides in. So the half lotus is fine to fold forward. And if you want more, double pigeon. Foot slides forward to the right knee. Finding your edge of flexibility, where that shows up in this moment. Not what it was yesterday or last week or last month or last year or 10 years ago. Be adaptable. That's the lesson of the second chakra. That's the lesson and when we get into the hips. Be adaptable. Inhale, let's come up. All right, we're going to separate the feet. We're going to lift the tailbone off the floor, come to squat. Even crow is an inversion because the hips are higher than the heart and the heart's higher than the head. So that's the arm balance we're going to do today. The hands are going to be shoulder distance apart and we're going to lift the hips up. We're going to elevate the heels, strengthen the arms, stacking the knees on top, and then pointing and floating the feet up. Coming down when you need to. And by down, I mean all the way down. Feet together. Hands underneath the knees. Pick the feet up, flex them. Shavasana. You can do any style or variation. I'm doing the simple one today. Bring the feet together. Lift up through the crown and exhale, fold. Kanasana. Tag the toes, splay the legs, and balance here. Kanasana. And I'm going to scoot a little bit more forward. You may need to do the same, depending on where you are in your home, because we need some clearance to roll back. I'll give you a moment to reset if needed. We're going to try to draw the feet now together. And when you're ready, roll back, plow. Knees to brow. Keep your left knee as is. Straighten out your right leg. And set it on the arch of that left foot. And both knees down. Left leg up. Stack it on the right foot. Both legs up. You may be at a slight angle. See if you can straighten up as best you can. Shoulders stand. Lower the legs back to plow. Take the hands to the floor, scoop the belly in. Roll it down. One vertebra at a time. All right, so that little sequence there, a plow, another form of dolphin and shoulder stand, awesome for the throat center, right? Collecting here. Now we're going to take fish, a counter, to open the throat and to drain it towards the crown of the head. So when you're ready, sit on your hands. Straighten your legs, point the toes. Elbows press to jut the heart up. Open your throat wide, lean your head back. Breathe. Coming up. Releasing your hand. All right, so shoulder stand, considered the queen of asana. Headstand, considered the king of asanas. So the one that we worked on earlier this week in Blissful Flow was Shavasana 1, okay? Remember when we did dolphin earlier, we had Sphinx arms, and I mentioned if that was really challenging, it's easier to bring the hands together. And part of that being, we have life force energy running on both sides. We have the solar panel, masculine, the lunar panel, feminine. When the hands come together, it creates this circuit where it just all combines. So I think that's why we feel like it's not just easier, but we can feel stronger in it. And this is the one we're going to do first. So come to hands and knees before dropping to forearms. All right, already I'm bowing my back, so you may be too. Hug the belly in. Make sure the elbows are underneath the inside of the shoulders, not the outer frame of the shoulders. Link the hands together, glue the palms shut, puff up through your upper back, curl your toes, take dolphin first. You're pressing back away from your hands and shoulders. Neck is neutral. Exhale, release your knees. So I don't feel like in this class I have to go over every detail because I know those of you that do this practice with me are more experienced. But in case you're not as experienced, I would go to a wall. And if you go to a wall to do this, imagine the end of my mat as the wall. I would want the tips of the middle fingers to be right at the baseboard. And then you want to make sure your hands wrap around your elbows. That's a good measurement. Then both pinkies flatten down, your thumbs open up, you crawl forward to take the head down. And you can even do a few little push-ups here to make sure you're using the right amount of muscles. Because even though we're doing a handstand, the arms are the primary foundation, not the head. We curl the toes, we walk the feet in so that we get the hips higher over the shoulders. So please bend the knees to do that. And then as you continue to root through your forearms, you'll find that your core engages. Your feet may naturally want to lift and you could curl up. Again, please use a wall if you need that assistance. I've been doing a lot of these this week, so I'm coming down. But if you can hold it, if you haven't been doing so many lately, try to hold it for like 10 or 15 breaths. Especially if you don't have any ailments with your neck or any injuries. And if you're using a wall, you should be able to maintain it. Just make sure your legs are still rolling in towards each other. Toes are pointed, so the energy is moving up through the legs, down through the arms. When you're ready to come down, come down. So I mentioned we're going to do 2 forms of headstand. That was Shavasana 1. We're going to do Shavasana 2. If you're already on a carpeted floor, you don't have to do this. If you're on a hardwood floor like I am, you may want your blanket to go under maybe a third of your mat, so it's folding over. Now, I'm not going to have my hands on top, but I'm going to show you really quick. If you do have your hands on top, it may be too cushy. but at least you can get a visual. You want an equilateral triangle or tripod. So if your hands are shoulder distance, if your head's here, it's way too close. It's going to be not enough or too much pressure on your head, not enough of the usage of your arms, or you may get imbalanced and flop over. So you want to make sure that your head goes way forward and you can see the fingertips. Now, if you're already used to this and you kind of know how to measure it, I'm going to hide my fingers underneath the blanket so that I have the solid floor for my hands. The head is going to be padded, so I'm going to bring it forward. And then the arms have to lock in, like chaturanga arms. Curl the toes, crawl the feet in. Take your time lifting the knees to the upper arms, and you could float the feet. And then if you want to take the feet up all the way, of course you can. It's not required. You may just want to do the prep. Again, maybe holding maybe 10 to 15 breaths, unless the pressure is too much. Unless you're tired and fatigued or don't have enough strength. That discernment and the wisdom of what is best for you is stemming from the third eye and crown chakra. Right? The self-reflection, the self-awareness, what is good for me today. And then that realization and the wisdom to know the difference. Excuse me. After your headstands, take Vinyasa. Child's pose. Let the blood flow even out. And please remember, any forward fold, any inversion is said to be calming and cooling for the mind and the nervous system. And remember, the crown chakra governs the cerebral brain and the nervous system. Obviously, if you're not strong enough to be upside down, if you're not familiar enough to be upside down, if you're fearful of being upside down, you're not going to get the calming and cooling effect. That will come with practice. But Tabi Joyce used to say, practice and all is coming. So with everything, you have to have that learning curve. And then stay in that learning curve, because you have to learn at different times what is good for you, what is not. So I'm moving my mat, as you can see, because I feel like we need to do legs at the wall for Shavasana. It's a gentle inversion, but this is calming and cooling for the mind and nervous system. So once you find your placement, rest your hands on your belly. Close the lids of the eyes. We're going to steep in silence, because I've been talking about the seed mantras for each chakra. Lam, Ram, Ram, Yam, Hom, Om is the chant of coming up from the first to the sixth, but then it's silent for the crown. So let's get quiet and go within. Reconnect back to source. Connect back to the cosmos. And bring in unity, consciousness. down, roll away. Come up to take a seat. And drop back into silence. Draw your hands to prayer, but if you need to sit longer for meditation, please do so. Meditation is the supreme form of yoga, and silence is the supreme form of meditation. I hope we all walk away from this practice being more tuned in to the Crown Chakra. May we feel more connected to the entire universe and find our place in it.